Alright guys, today we're going to do an Echo srm210. We're going to replace the carburetor and the fuel lines, the grommets. I've done these videos before, but it doesn't hurt to have a couple of them up on YouTube. I put all the parts in the description below that I use. They come in a kit off Amazon. I use them all the time. You can look on my YouTube channel. I've got 600 videos of me using these carburetors. And I've been doing this for quite some time now. They work fine. New carburetor. Here, let me empty this bag out. Spark plug, gaskets, new filter, fuel lines, couple new primer balls. Everything you need to make this thing work. Alright, again, all that'll be in the description below. Just click the link and it'll take you right to it. First thing we're going to do is take off the air filter cover. Air filter, this is a good air filter in this one still. 2 Phillips head screws, we're going to take them out. Just going to cut the fuel lines right off the bottom of this. Whenever you're doing a new carburetor, you got to do new fuel lines regardless. They may look fine and be fine, but if they're collapsed inside, you get a little particle of, neoprene, in your carburetor, then you're screwed. You just ruined your brand new carburetor. New fuel lines, new filters, just do it. It comes in the kit, no big deal. Then this guy right here, we're going to pull this handle back. You can see that cable just kind of slid out a little bit. If I push on this end, it'll slide it out the rest of the way. If you have to, stick a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver in that slot and line it up a little bit, and then use it as a pick and kind of slide out. Push that all the way in, it's all the way out there. Now I'll lift that up out. Like that thing's disconnected, comes right off. Garbage. Alright. You can reuse the old gasket if you want. That works, that's fine. This one's got a new gasket. I'm just going to go ahead and do new gaskets. Flathead screwdriver. Take and stick the flathead screwdriver in underneath the grommet and use the cap as a leverage point, and you pry it on out. This one's really gooey, and I need to hold it. I need to have both hands, so you get the idea. We're going to drain all the gas out, clean the inside of the tank. Just make sure there's no water or dirt in the tank. Also wipe this down. Any of that, took the time to do the kill switch. There's 2 wires that were hanging out here, and the ground I didn't even bother with the heat shrink. I just put the non-insulated crimps on it, and then the one that goes to the coil goes this, and it's just an on-off switch, so just to make sure that that's working for the guy too. Alright, now I'm going to clean off the gas tank. So then we're just going to go ahead and stick the fuel filter down into the gas tank. Push it right on in. Kind of work it back to the back side. Stick these all in, and then what I do with this grommet is I hold the one side with one hand, and I'll need the other hand. The other hand I'll take and go from one side to the other and push in a little bit at a time, and just work from one side to the other until it gets all the way in. It's tight fit, guys, but it does go in. I just push the left side in once, and the right side, so it's getting closer. Left side again, even closer. Side again, even closer. And then I'll just push one more time in the middle and pop it right in. Alright, on this setup, the yellow line is the return. Black line goes to the filter. If you look in there, you can see black line goes to the filter. This vent right here, we'll just go right back up in position right there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get, okay, so air filter assembly. We're going to put this gasket right here. It's got the little single hole thing on the side. Put that in there. Carburetor, we're going to line up just like this. See, it's got a thin side on this side. On this side, it's a fat side. That's so that the barrel of the cable can fit into it. So we're going to slide the cable through here. That. Then we're going to turn this throttle, and then we just got to line up that cable to that barrel. just like that. And let off on this. Like that. And then we're going to squeeze the throttle. Boom. Just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and put the air filter assembly with choke arm towards the recoil through the carburetor. Like that. Oh, we're getting ready to bolt it down just so you can see. The big side goes to the black line, the little side goes to the yellow line. The big side goes to the filter, the little side goes to the fuel return, the return line. Then you see these are backwards, but it's all right. They'll catch on there. So also the next gasket goes on this. It's got some little holes on it. They got to line up with the little hole right here. That's a vacuum line. So you got to make sure that that goes on this carburetor with the little holes down, so that the vacuum line makes a complete circuit. That's what runs the fuel pump that's built into your carburetor. So we're going to go ahead and pop that on where it's facing the bottom, and see it meets up right here to that groove, and that's your fuel pump vacuum line. Pop it on to the intake manifold and then tighten those two screws down. Double check your throttle, double check your choke. Choke always faces towards the recoil. Alright, that's working too. We're going to hook up the fuel lines now. Yellow line's going to go to the side close to the closest to the air filter. Black line will go to the other side. You're going to have to cut this to length, because if you don't, it'll kink. If it's too long, it'll kink, and that's no good. We don't want that. So I think we're going to cut just a little bit off of this, just a smidge off of this, and stab it on. Just like that. No kinks in it. If you cut it too short, you can pull a little bit of fuel line out, so don't get too worried. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the yellow line. Cross it over here, stab it in to the carburetor. This one doesn't kink as easy, but the same thing applies. If it looks like it's going to kink, then I'm going to need two hands to do this. But if it looks like it's going to kink, cut a little smidge off of it. Starting to put it on, and that's kinked. Let's get it shoved on the rest of the way. See, it's still kinked, so I should have cut a little bit off there. But you can also take and shove this line down in, or grab down inside here and grab the line and pull it tight as well. You need long needle nose kind of to do it this way. But you get a hold of it. Wish I could do it and show you at the same time. There it goes. Pull it down in. Boom. No more kink. Now that thing's fine. The other line you'd rather cut off some, because if it gets too long it can curl up and then the filter will stick up in the air. And when you get a little bit low, like half a tank of fuel, all of a sudden the thing won't run. Alright, let's put some fuel in this thing and see if it primes. Alright. Perfect. Now, if it's not priming, you could have these backwards. If you look inside and you see foam coming out of the black line, that means you got backwards. Pull this down, stab it in there, tighten it on. Filter is fine. You just rinse out with carb cleaner, set it out in the sun 15-20 minutes, or blow it out with air to dry it out and throw it back in. But the kit comes with a brand new filter, so we're going to pop that in, and then we're going to put this on. Narrow side, I think, goes towards the choke arm, like that. Tighten it down. Alright, and that's it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and zip tie these wires off to the throttle cable. Make sure they're not gonna get hung up on stuff. And that's pretty much it. This helped you out in any way, shape, or form, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. If you want to do any advertising through my channel, make sure you freaking message me. I'll be more than happy to have you. Peace.